Sam Darnold, though, has had a tremendous start to this season. The Minnesota Vikings are 3-0. They got a big win over the Houston Texans. Was way more lopsided than anybody anticipated. If you're like me and you're a dunce and you bet on the Texans, you lost money, and Sam Darnold is laughing in your face. This defense, though, is only allowed 10 points per game, and it's not like it's all just the defense, though. We saw Sam Darnold make some great throws, man. He looks so poised. He looks so calm. And he is just delivering the ball in an effective manner that the Vikings are able to keep their offense ahead of schedule and moving downhill, moving the sticks every single drive. He's getting better on a week-to-week basis. One of the craziest stats that I saw that you almost don't even realize. How old do you think Sam Darnold is?
When was he drafted? Like
just guess.
7 years
ago?
ago?
Just guess without trying to do the math. How old do you think Sam Darnold is?
He's probably like 29.
He's 27. He's younger than Joe Burrow, who's playing right now.
Oh, how is he 27? When was it? What age was he? Like a 20-year-old drafted?
I believe he was. He was 21 years old. He hasn't been in the league for really that long.
20 years old, getting drafted by the Jets. Why did anyone think that was a good move?
Forget about. We can sit here and hype up Brian Flores. I think that's a given. I mean, he's a great defensive coordinator. They're turning guys over. The amount of sack production that they're getting is ridiculous. CJ Stroud looked pedestrian yesterday. But we got to have a conversation here about Sam Darnold. 3 games might be a little bit too soon to really know if there's any long-term shelf life for success with him. But we have to give credit where it's due. He doesn't look anything like what he did in his first seasons in the league. He looks completely transformed.
No, it's ripped out the plastic, feeling brand new for him. And it's not like they just only beat the 49ers, which you could just chalk up as fluky if you felt like doing so. I did, because the 49ers are a great team. And then you go and beat the Houston Texans, who are on a warpath this season, who have an insane offense and an insane defense, and the Minnesota Vikings, who got plucked apart, who had to draft a new quarterback this year, who is not going to be playing, and have Sam Darnold, who spent a cup of coffee with Shanahan and company, I guess relearning how to play offense, is looking like a Pro Bowl quarterback. Not even hyperbolic, a Pro Bowl quarterback with his confidence in the pocket. I guess it takes a couple years to get rid of the ghosts. It doesn't look like he has them. I mean, this is a mature quarterback that looks like he's seen a lot of stuff in the NFL, that is now in command of an offense that has, luckily equipped with Justin Jefferson and Jordan Addison. I'm still shocked that the Texans fell to them in that fashion, also in that manner, getting boat raced by the Vikings.
It's also, and I said this when we were leading into the segment, it's also not like Sam Darnold's just, hey, quick slant to a wide open receiver, or Justin Jefferson's making acrobatic catches because he's misfiring on them. There are some throws that he's making that require a lot of confidence, a lot of decisiveness, and aggressiveness, and a willingness to say, like, hey, I see a small gap here, I'm just going to attack it. He does have, I think, a better weapon room. He's been without Jordan Addison, but he's got Aaron Jones, he's got Justin Jefferson. He's been able to rely on those guys for production. I don't think that we're going to sit here and have the debate of, do you try to move JJ McCarthy? That would be extremely ridiculously reactionary. All right. Come on. That's a little insane to jump to the, hey, let's move on from JJ McCarthy.
His value's still high. You haven't seen JJ McCarthy go in the game and piss down his leg yet. Send him right to Miami. Okay. Easy start.
Here, let me rephrase this for a second. Say we get to the end of the season. JJ McCarthy's probably not going to play. Say that this Vikings team goes on to the playoffs. They're a wild card team. Don't even need to win a playoff game.
Yeah.
But Sam Darnold continues to play, let's say, a hair below the way that he's playing right now. He takes a slight step back as everybody kind of figures out how to play against him and scheme against him. This isn't Josh Dobbs, by the way. I think that he has that capability. The decision does need to be made in the offseason. What do you do there? Did you pull up his contract?
Yeah, Darnold, 1 year, $10 million.
Oh, man.
They're going to re-sign this guy. And he should start for that next year.
But why would he willingly re-sign?
Because I think they're going to pay him some money.
Why did I think he signed a 2-year deal?
I think the Minnesota Vikings and Sam Darnold, if they have a good year,
they're not bringing him back.
Why wouldn't they?
They're going to offer to bring him back. Why, if I'm Sam Darnold, am I coming back?
because it's the only place I've found true success. I think that we can see a little bit of the symbiotic
Yeah,
relationship.
but you're gonna get quite literally cucked by JJ McCarthy.
Why? The Minnesota
They
Vikings should
drafted him in
already
the
move.
top 10.
Yeah,
They're
they
not
should
gonna-
move on already. It's not. I'm not even kidding.
This is an
They should.
insane
You want to
take.
deal with Sam Darnold from 6 years ago again, all over again with JJ McCarthy? I'll pass. I now have a learned Sam Darnold. I have a guy that's played in the NFL a good amount. I have a guy that is actually throwing the ball downfield and looks like a better Kirk Cousins who he let walk. It makes sense for the Vikings to be able to just stumble their way into another beautiful quarterback situation, a la Case Keenum, a la Kirk Cousins, everyone before that. I've seen Brett Favre play with his hair on fire at age 45. I think keeping Darnold is the smart play. Get rid of the McCarthy. It's it's over. I'm chalking it. It's done for.
I'm sorry.
Let him
I'm
be
sorry.
the future
That's
for
ridiculous.
another team.
No, that's
Why?
absolutely-
What's his upside?
'cause
He's going to do better.
I get what you're saying. It's not a matter of upside, but you don't invest capital and then immediately bail after the guy that you have.
A smart team would.
Sure, this is something that could, if we revisit it in 5 years, we could be saying, why the hell wouldn't they have kept Sam Darnold? Because Sam Darnold did X, Y, or Z. We are only saying this after 3 games. So
Yes,
we
that
need
is
to
the
say it
crazy part of what I think
Okay.
my stance is.
No, it's still crazy if that Sam Darnold has a really good year. I don't. If I am Sam Darnold, I am not coming back to the Minnesota Vikings this offseason. I'm not. There is zero value if I am Sam Darnold to return to Minnesota in a situation where, even if he has all of this built up confidence from Kevin O'Connell and the coaching staff, he quite literally will have a short leash. Even if they say, "Hey, we'll bring you back. You'll be starting." JJ McCarthy, any chance that Sam Darnold slips up, he is going to step in. And he, by the way, can we use cucking as a new word to beat people out for the starting job?
You know what? If you want to bring it down to that level, that's fine with me. I'm not
I think
going
that
to
should be
oppose
the word.
you.
I think that should be the new word.
Unfortunately, this wasn't necessarily a cucking. McCarthy got hurt, and Sam Darnold.
No, but
was
I'm
playing...
saying that
just in general.
if Darnold comes and re-signs with the Vikings, which isn't going to happen, there is a high likelihood that he gets cucked by JJ McCarthy.
I don't know why. It doesn't make any sense to me for that to take place. It just doesn't. I know
He
you
was
drafted
a
him
first
high.
round pick, a high first round pick.
I know that he was. And I
You
think,
also theoretically, you're going to have to compete on the. This is a terrible take by you. You're going to have to
I'm
compete.
sure it is.
You're going to have to compete on the open market with everybody that is offering Sam Darnold big contracts. He's probably going to get something comparable to what Baker Mayfield got from the Buccaneers.
why wouldn't the Minnesota Vikings start trying to see what they can get for McCarthy now? Why not? Get him off the radar now. Get the headache out of the way. You could still get value for him. He was a first round pick. You could probably get a second or a third from a quarterback hungry team that's going to have a high draft pick. They don't have to waste it on a quarterback this year. And then they can get another position player. Easy little swapperoo.
I don't.
It's going to be treat it like Rosen. That works. Yeah, we drafted Rosen, but he kind of stinks. And I'm going to move on real quick.
But that's so different. You're doing that to then draft a different, better quarterback because you knew that.
You've already drafted your better quarterback in Sam Darnold. I'm over McCarthy, and I haven't even seen him play yet.
I don't disagree that this is going to be a toxic conversation this offseason, and I'm more than happy to revisit it. But I do look ahead now. Another team, Raiders. I think that the teams that come to mind that are going to be really aggressive in trying to pursue him. The Raiders are probably going to do it.
Yeah.
The Giants are probably going to go after him.
As they should.
Which he shouldn't want to go back to the New York market the way that they just shoot him up and spit him out. Dolphins situation to be determined.
Yeah.
They're going to have to decide what to do there. Who else do you think I'm missing here that should be considering him as of right now?
I'm always going to throw out Cleveland.
Titans also need
Titans
to
need
be
a
thrown in the
quarterback
mix.
badly.
Yep.
Will Levis is incomprehensibly
Booty.
foolish on the field. No, the Colts are still riding it out. I'm not jumping the ship there. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe you brought up Geno when we were talking about
no.
Bryce Young. But yeah, right now those are the premier teams that you're already looking at. I think there are 2 quarterbacks in Minnesota that people should be taking phone calls.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
I just look. I watched JJ McCarthy play football. His upside is
he's
literally what
21
Darnold is doing right now.
You make a good point that there is.
It's McCarthy.
He's going to probably play similar to what Sam Darnold did when he was in his first 3 years with the Jets before he got moved on from. Like there's probably like a really strong chance. Here's another toxic thing before we move on to talk about the Cowboys. I would argue that this is a sign that Zach Wilson could be saved.
What are you talking about, brother?
What do you mean?
So you're saying that
No,
bad
no, seriously. If you have good traits and there's tools to work with, just because you have a rough 3 years to start your career
Mhm.
does not mean you cannot be fixed.
I think if you find the right system as any quarterback, you can have a good year in the NFL because you didn't make it there by accident. You have a trait, you have a brain, you have whatever it is that got you to dupe these scouts in the first place. So if you could find a system that highlights your strong suits and can mask your bad traits, then I think many quarterbacks can find good success. Zach Wilson, I am on the I'll believe it when I see it category until further notice. There's no redemption. I rooted for him as a rookie. I rooted for him less as a second year guy, and I rooted for him even more when he was inexplicably needed to be thrown in back into the Wolves after Rodgers goes down with the Achilles. So I've deposited all my vested interest, and I'll wait until that starts accumulating more after he's riding pine behind Bo Nix.
I'd rather be toxic. 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 We know words.